Okay. Why are you mad at Teddy?
He's a fucking douchebag. Like, I asked him... What, Emin?
Go on.
No, because I asked him for the N64. And, again, it's just sitting there collecting dust. And then he accused me of losing his games. And he thinks I would sell his games or his Nintendo 64 for money. And he was dead serious. And I said, no, I expect an apology. Because you're making me out to be like a drug addict or something. And I don't like that. And he never got back to me. So fuck him. I bought my own N64.
You should have done it in the first place.
Just bought it, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, now I just wasted $200 for like a 2-week little kick.
Oh, you bought one?
I bought one.
Oh my God! You didn't even settle it with Smash. Could have played Madden.
I mean, I'll still play. I will tuck that boy to sleep.
It's not the same. If the coveted N64, you bought a used one.
Renewed, yeah.
Yeah. They work well.
Yeah. I mean, I only got Pokemon Stadium just to start off. And then we'll see where it goes from there. But fuck him.
He was offended when you said you would beat him in Pokemon Stadium. That was a line.
Dude, in Smash, I kick his ass. Stadium, I kick his ass. Card, I kick his ass. Party, I kick his ass. I will tuck that boy to sleep. I say, come here. He could suck my teat. And I will give him nice warm milk. And I will tuck him to sleep.
That's nice in the formula crisis. Teddy's been lacking there.
I'm really thinking of it. Actually, no. Now I'm not giving him my
milk
teeth.
From your teeth and baby birds it to his daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go there, but I knew some of you. One of you would. Leave the kid alone.
She's hungry too.
Leave the kid out of this.
Well, she's the one that really needs a formula. That Teddy's big ass don't need that shit.
You never know.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 4th edition of our Nerd Soup Patreon fan question podcast. Joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Nash, and yeah, we're going to take some questions that we have left over. We asked for a bunch of them a couple weeks ago, so we got over 100.
Wow.
Obviously, not going to answer all of them.
Why not?
We've got some construction going on. Some of the neighbors are doing stuff to their houses, so we're going to be recording over that. So sorry for the distractions, but yeah, let's just get into it. How you guys doing?
It makes it more rugged. You know, it makes it more real.
Yeah.
Like this is what the people getting.
The fan question pod doesn't stop for anybody.
No. And I mean, you know, they're seeing what we deal with day in, day out.
It's real, open up the curtains, take a peek in.
Like, come on in. Why don't you come record with us while they hacksaw something in the back? What are they even
listen
doing?
to the sounds of suburban America.
Of Jigsaw taking off somebody's forearm.
They're shooting the Winnie the Pooh movie over there.
Oh, that thing looks awesome.
I'm intrigued.
It looks
like
creepy as hell.
I'm a fan of public domain.
What's next?
Well, you have to think, when was Winnie the Pooh created? Any characters around that era?
Isn't any character?
Well, Mickey Mouse should be public domain, but they give him an exemption.
Well, it's the mouse.
Doing Disney favors.
Wait a minute. Time out. So Mickey Mouse gets to big dog everybody like that?
Well, I think because
he really is that dude.
Yeah,
Mickey's that guy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He's sitting at his own lunch table.
I think it's like he is the brand. He is Disney.
Yeah, no, he is the brand. He's so
it's
associated.
The logo,
yeah.
So like,
I think it's different. I think
if there was Pooh World and like Pooh was this ultra big corporation and Pooh was the face of it, I'm sure he wouldn't be out here murdering people.
So why don't we do a Goofy murder movie? Just start going around.
Yeah, I wonder if any of those characters will fall into the public domain.
But like,
and it's just the main guy's just Mackie the mouse.
Or does Mickey open
just
up
from Rhode Island.
that rope and say, "Nah, that's my boys. Come on in."
Ronnie the Rat.
No, you could. Ronnie the Rat. Hey, it's Ronnie the Rat. What's up, Goofy?
That's exactly how I would think Ronnie the Rat would sound.
Hey, Goofy.
Oh man, yeah. So I'm excited to be here, though. This is
this is gonna be fun.
Yes.
Some nice fan questions here. We'll
start. How have they
been
so far? Sorry.
They've been good.
Yeah?
Good questions. I thought the last podcast we did, it wasn't a fan question podcast. It was just a spoiler discussion with Marissa. So fans were excited for that. A lot of people pledged dollars. Let's see if I'm going to promote that you're on this. Let's see how many people pledge.
You might
a little pledge war.
You might as well start. I don't know.
All of a sudden, Patreon's been slashed in
half. Just a couple quarters in there, shaking it a little bit. Need help.
All right,
Sorry,
first
guys.
question here is a sports one from Cowboy Stannis. Start, bench, cut. Now we have some time to see how they did in these series, but Tatum, Luka, and Ja. You got to start Luka. Bench Tatum. That's tough. I like the combo of Luka and Ja, so I'm cutting Tatum actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think that I think Luka and Ja would actually be really good together. Because look at Brunson and Luka, you know?
Yeah. Wait, now this is all on one team together, or is this starting a franchise, or?
It's kind of like...
Yeah, fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Okay. I would definitely start Luka.
Yeah, you gotta start Luka.
Shout out Cowboy, that's his boy, so he knew what he was doing. That's tough.
I think with Tatum, it's like right now, but Ja just has such a higher ceiling, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Tatum's ceiling is still pretty high. I don't even think he's reached it yet, and we're seeing what he's able to do right now, but I think Ja can be... that's a really tough one. And he's hurt. I'll go Tatum.
I would probably go Tatum over Ja at this point.
Interesting.
Only for the fact of, I would just take it for the size. You can't go wrong with size. I mean, he's got the ball handling ability at that size too. He plays defense. I mean, Ja's got some shooting problems. If he figures that out, he's going to be a top 5 player in the league. No question. I mean, it's the most entertaining player to watch in the NBA right now. But
Tatum's about to go to the finals, so it's probably like in the moment right now. So
yeah, prisoner of the moment, right? But
fucking Celtics.
I mean, Ja kind of had some stinkers of games.
I hate this finals.
Yeah.
I have no one to root for.
Seriously. Is it true that the ratings...
Miami still didn't even... Miami can still make it, but whatever.
This question here from Oak at Oak Tree Camper. Who would win, Batman or Levi?
Batman.
From Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's tough. Now
Nash just started watching Attack on Titan.
Well, now am I missing something?
No.
Does Levi get pieced up?
No. Well,
no. I think he's just a Batman fanboy, so this is a
you're a Levi fanboy.
No, I'm taking Batman, of course.
Okay, yeah.
But they don't exist. They exist in two completely different worlds.
Right. He's gonna come with his cute little swords and fly into the air. Batman. I don't even know what he just used, but he used something on him's ass.
I don't know about that.
If Batman was in Attack on Titan with his gear, he would be able to take out Titans.
Because, yeah, if he had the same...
And also, if he had the ODM gear, he would be filthy with it. But Levi is special with that ODM gear because it's about how short he is. That his aerodynamics are just better than everybody else's because he's such a little man.
How much prep time does Batman have?
But yeah, exactly, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Levi
Batman's
just reacts on...
Batman's a god, so it needs to be like Batman versus somebody else who's a god with prep time.
And I'll pick Batman.
Right.
No, but Levi piecing up the female Titan, getting fucking...
That was a cool moment, right?
Yeah, getting right out of the mouth.
They show you who's the boss here. I like how they set up Mikasa's skills, and then she's not even on the level of Levi.
Yeah, oh my God. You know, and I thought she was done for there. Oh, Attack on Titan, I got to thank you guys so much because like I said, I still pause it and I laugh at the anime, but it's one of the...
There's a lot of screaming in that show.
Yeah, and it's one of the coolest shows I've ever watched. I love the whole premise of it, so...
That's awesome, man. This is popping your cherry.
Yeah. I have a lot of cleaning up to do there, but... yeah, Levi. I'm taking Levi over Batman just because, again, prisoner of the moment.
Yeah,
I'm watching it.
It's just absolutely unnecessary.
That's fucking disgusting, dude.
I was thinking more,
I
metaphorical.
know. And then I realized who
the mind opening up, torrential down. Yeah, no, maybe I should stop.
Yeah, not
taking
Batman. Weird about it.
This question here from the fourth Grindelwald at Craig.
Damn you, Craig.
Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, or Disney Channel?
Disney Channel's last. Without a doubt.
Well, like their live action
If we go back
stuff.
to our primes,
it's got to be Nickelodeon, right?
Nickelodeon was carrying it, yeah, back then. Cartoon Network was nothing to scoff at.
Different phases.
They had their shows, yeah.
I think I stayed on Disney Channel, though, much longer than Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network.
See, then you got to break it down to, the goats of each channel.
Because Nickelodeon had live action. Let's not forget about iCarly.
Yeah, iCarly
Drake
was...
and Josh.
Mm-hmm.
They mixed it up. Cartoon Network was obviously straight cartoon.
No. Never mind. I stayed on Nickelodeon longer than Disney Channel or Cartoon Network. Because I remember watching iCarly, way too old to be watching it.
What was the show, The Brothers Garcia? Remember that show? Wasn't that
It sounds a little familiar.
Yeah.
But then you throw in the Disney Channel movies, and that was a staple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what they really have?
What do you mean?
I just asked.
Yeah.
Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off?
I could live without that.
Kid played a mean first base, but the cooking got into his way.
Can you name 5?
Disney Channel original movies. $80 Million Cook-Off. You have what's the fuck? I always forget the name with the twins, the basketball players.
I don't know.
Zach and Cody?
No, they're the women basketball players, and it was like a true story. And she was doing the move back and forth.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh,
A terrible move, by the way.
What is it?
It was
oh,
effective.
okay, I know what you're talking about. I'll give you that as 2.
Yeah, he ain't getting the 5, so you might as well just give him that one.
There's a Jewish kid who played basketball. Luck of the Irish. That's the Irish kid who played basketball. A lot of basketball.
A lot of
movies.
basketball,
Yeah, is that the one where he had the black mentor?
Yes.
The former player?
And he came over for dinner, and he asked for a glass of milk with his meat, and they're like, no, sirree. Can't be doing that up in here.
Milk and meat.
And then
It's not kosher.
he made a fake name from the presidents, right? He like looked up, saw the presidents, and he...
What?
It's in my memory.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Very vague.
Well, no, I
Well,
mean,
isn't the Parent
all
Trap
the-
at Disney?
I mean, I think so.
yeah, I think it is.
Right.
All the High School Musicals, obviously. There's 3 right there, dick.
Recess. The
Well,
movie.
not being a
You ever
dick,
see
I'm just
Recess, the
laughing at
movie?
the fact that you think you're a big Disney fucking original movie fan.
I remember them, but I don't know the names.
I'll go as far as saying Disney doesn't even hold water bottles for Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. I think they're more superior. Like I don't even think like Disney could be Waterboy.
Yeah, Nickelodeon because they're doing the best of both worlds.
Waterboy.
Like you can't even squirt water into the mouth of.
Oh, they meant like none of these companies made Waterboy the movie.
No. I'm saying it can't even hold value compared to Nickelodeon or Cartoon
Hannah
Network.
Montana. That was a good show.
No, it wasn't.
I liked it.
No, you didn't.
Like when you look at the greats in Nickelodeon, it just holds so much. Like my boy Pickles, Bob, SpongeBob, Tommy Pickles, Rugrats, Rocco's Modern Life.
I think Nick Jr. is probably the best.
I was confused by Pickles.
Oh, my boy Pickles.
Yeah, Bob brought it back for me. I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, he's doing Nickelodeon shows.
But I mean, my favorite cartoon of all time is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, Cartoon Network had the weirder shows. Ed and Eddie. That was a fucking weird show, man.
Well, the other, Jalen Rose said he voted for Kyrie Irving on the All-NBA third team, and Stephen A. in the background, what? And it reminded me so much of the You What guy from SpongeBob.
The one Ice Cube.
Yeah, Stephen A. be sounding like a SpongeBob side character
You
sometimes.
what?
That's the first thing that came to my head. Like, yeah, I voted for Kyrie.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I would have to say Nickelodeon over Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
and
Nickelodeon.
Lizzie McGuire was
I think
Disney,
they've earned
right?
it.
Disney. Yeah.
I was
that-
disappointed they didn't bring back the Lizzie McGuire show. Hilary Duff wanted to make it rated R, more mature, and they axed it.
After seeing the memes of her lately, we can make it rated
Well,
R
okay,
if you want.
she's talented, but she's been photoshopped. So
Oh, I
it's-
know.
Yeah,
I know
think
it's
some people
Photoshopped,
are getting out of control.
Yeah, but I mean that magazine cover she had recently
No, I wish they would have done that show. I'm very upset.
would have been nice.
This question here from Russ at Rusty.
That's so Raven.
That's so.
That was a good show.
Oh, that actually.
Troubled cast.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's to say the least. That's to say the fucking least. Oh my God.
She's been on 2 casts with some questionable characters because she was on the Cosby Show.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have a Raven conspiracy?
Is there
here?
something that she's doing?
Like the Kardashian?
Like, yeah,
the
she's
fest-
bad luck.
If this was like First Take, it would be like,
Skip would blame this on Raven.
Raven-Symoné.
Right.
Is she
Is she the
a
problem?
cast cancer?
He's hilarious because he bet Shannon Sharp that the Heat would win this series, and it looks like they're not going to win. So he went on a blood vessel popping rant this morning, accusing Jimmy Butler of quitting on the Heat.
What, Stephen A. said this?
No, Skip. This
Oh,
is Skip.
Skip.
Yeah.
Oh,
He straight up
oh.
accused Jimmy Butler of quitting because Jimmy's straight up hurt. All he cares about is his own narratives. He's a sick man. This question here from Russ. Most anticipated movie that's not a Marvel movie. I think mine would be Bullet Train or Nope. Just because I've seen those 2 trailers so often.
Yeah.
And I like them both.
I don't think I could have said it any better myself. I mean, both, especially
I think
Nope.
Nope's going to be special.
Yeah, Nope
The
is
more
gonna-
I think about Nope, and I have no idea what's going down, but it looks like aliens.
Jordan
Yeah.
Peele and Aliens? Okay.
And
I'm
the
in.
fact that a lot of it's happening in the broad daylight and these characters are so scared,
Yeah.
there must be some icky stuff going on. So maybe some fucked up looking creatures. I don't know.
I would say probably Killers of the Flower Moon, just because it's just like a new Scorsese movie, and that always gets me excited. I tell you what, I'm getting Avatar fever.
Avatar fever.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You got blue rash on you.
Grow like 2 feet.
I think people are sleeping on that movie, man.
Is that a Cornell shirt?
Still.
I just want to see it. I just want to see like what it looks like on the big screen. I'm really excited for that. And I'm not someone who like particularly like I don't love Avatar, but I think like after all these years and hype and just to get it, just to see, thinking back about like how much of a marvel that was to watch when it first came out, and then now getting another one 10 years and just all the technology and effort and time that's probably been put into it. I just want to see what it's going to look like. And the Marvel discourse is going to be rampant, and that's going to be that like
yeah, that is true.
That's going to be fucking, I don't know. I hate it, but like just you're going to see the comparisons. Like, look what Avatar is able to do versus this shitty Marvel CGI scene.
Yeah, Twitter's going to have a field day with that. Another movie I'm excited to see is Hustle with the Sandman.
Oh, yeah.
The basketball movie
yeah.
with Hancho
I think that's got potential.
Hernan Gomez.
Right, yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to do it with a Chinese player, but something happened with Netflix and the Chinese government. You pissed them off.
Oh, see ya.
I'm also excited for that new George Miller that just premiered at Cannes, 3,000 Years of Longing, Tilda Swinton, Idris Elba. It's apparently very good. I'm also now more excited for Elvis because it's being fucking panned. So I'm like, this is going to be a fever dream.
People love it too.
Oh, people love it too?
You got a 12-minute standing ovation.
Well, that means nothing. Those ovations are always so overrated.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, every movie gets 5 minimum.
Oh, okay.
Because it's always the premiere. So they're like, oh,
Top Gun only got 6. It comes out today, well, by the time of recording. I'm excited for Top Gun.
You're going to see it today?
I wasn't planning on it, but I'll go see it.
You're like, I'm excited to catch it when it's streaming.
Yeah. No, I was planning on it.
We're getting closer. The ball is moving.
Honestly, I was just waiting for you to be like...
You want to go see Top Gun?
Yeah.
I was thinking of going Saturday.
Well, that other movie, too, with Kristen Stewart, the one that everybody's walking out of.
The Cronenberg movie, Crimes of the Future?
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too, only for the fact that everybody seems to be walking out and they're saying that it's just very disturbing, showing of the human body and all this stuff. And the last movie that I really saw like that was The House That Jack Built with, the fuck's his name? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. But that movie, because there was just cutting off a duck's leg, shooting kids in the head with a sniper, just the way I saw that movie, and it was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, and just extremely disturbing, and the plot sucked. So like I want to see if that movie is like really good, and people
Matt Dillon.
Yeah, Matt Dillon. Yeah.
Also, his movies get the same reactions as this new Cronenberg every time he drops a movie. Von Trier. People hate it.
Really?
I feel like
because he's known to do that in every movie.
I've seen tweets people are going to be disappointed if they're expecting it to be like walking out worthy. But also Barbie. I think even more so than Oppenheimer. I just want to see what this movie is going to be.
We got Barbie and Oppenheimer.
I think with like a Cronenberg movie, he loves the body horror. So some people can't stomach that.
Yeah.
Some people can't stomach horror in general.
Well, it's like when people like, not our screening, but in Toronto, like someone passed out in Titan, like I think twice.
Right.
It's like I was never even close to. I was just like watching, like, oh, that's fucking.
But there are definitely
weird.
some things at Titan where it should come with a warning because there are moments that are nasty.
I think like even I don't know.
They took a picture together, Cronenberg and the director of Titan.
Yeah.
They were both at Cannes. It was pretty sweet.
It's like not even something that like.
I mean, some stuff in Men was fucked up.
Yeah.
I heard many people walking out at the last scene that people straight up just left. After the second go.
I think the
if you know, you know.
Before that in the door, that was the most I like cringed.
Yeah, me too. Because what happens at the end, it is what it is, but it wasn't enough for me to look away. At the door part, I wanted to look away. I was like, ooh, that's nasty.
Like even in
Titan, go see
like
Men.
the one when
I'd like
she's
just to get your take
like
on
in the
it.
bathroom when she uses her like hair pick to. I think that was the most I crawled during that scene, that movie.
I still have to see Titan too.
You'd love that movie.
Anywhere I could watch it?
I think it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's streaming on Hulu.
Roger that.
You should watch Raw as well. That's another nasty fucking movie. I
was actually watching what was it? Oh, I was watching Midsummer. And again, second time. Not
I
the
love
bread.
how Teddy calls it Midsummer,
Midsummer.
and you call it Midsummer.
I call it Midsummer.
Is it Midsummer or Midsummer?
Well, we had the same discussion with Teddy. I think we told him Midsummer.
Okay.
Yeah, we told him you have to go through the effort.
All right. Yeah. Well, whatever.
I appreciate though.
Yeah. No. It's Midsummer. I don't. For some reason, that whole scene with them jumping off the. Sorry, spoiler alert. But I mean, not my fault. It's been
Yeah,
out
fuck
for-
'em.
Yeah.
It's a Patreon podcast. These are the good fans.
When they're falling off the the cliff, like the suicide. I don't. For some reason, that really bothered me.
I mean, yeah, it's like not like.
But that's not like I've seen Suspiria, and you would think.
Sure, but that's more. Usually, like when you see that or hear about it, like you either don't like see the actual impact or it's like very much shied away from. This was just like, oh, this is what happens if you jump off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
I think their reaction makes it very disturbing.
Yes.
How normal it all is. That it's very sort of fatalistic. It's
And
their destiny.
The grandpa's still alive. And then they fucking
No,
bludgeon him with a sledgehammer. I
he
mean,
was still alive. Yeah, I need to
remember.
rewatch that.
I remember. I
think, like,
just
in
paused it. and
most movies where someone jumps, like they always land on a car. So like the impact is like you don't really see the
the splatter.
splatter.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that was nasty.
yeah. That's one movie that I because I can't remember another movie where I felt like very uncomfortable watching, but that I remember pausing and I just needed to step out of the room real quick, go to the bathroom, get a drink of water. Just
I was
You should definitely watch Titan, see how you feel.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't get you, I think you'll like it, but Raw is uncomfortable to watch.
I always
Alright.
find it more.
or any other Lars von Trier movie, if you didn't love The House Jack Bill. I mean, like I said,
that movie. It wasn't even like I felt bad for the baby duck. I mean, in the movie, he cuts a baby duck's leg.
Is it a real duck?
No, but I mean, it's very sad to see like
Oh no,
this,
yeah, sure, yeah.
the snap. But do you not care about a fake duck?
CGI.
No, it's very sad to see the ducks. It's uncomfortable, but not to. It's just like this is fucking stupid. This is just very unnecessary.
I feel like sometimes directors do it just to do it. I always find like it more effective when I get like a queasy feeling, not by what's being showed on the screen, but just like the vibe the scene is giving off.
Right.
Or like what's going to happen or what's about to happen, like the suspense. I don't think the Titan is like that at all, though. I think like obviously there are moments that make you go, what the fuck, what you're seeing on screen, but I think it's all purposeful. That just seems to be like, look how deranged I can be.
Yeah. Movie sucks. Don't see it. It's horrible.
Oh yeah, but
It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
that is literally the response to all of his movies. So it's pretty funny. I haven't seen any of them because I don't think I'll like them.
Didn't he make that weird ass movie though? Pan's Labyrinth or
No.
whatever?
No,
That's
it's
not him?
Guillermo del Toro.
Ah, Del Toro. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, what was it? Lars?
This guy's Danish. Lars von Trier.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, his movies they have that rep. This question here from Brianna.
What's up?
Who has a better scream, Ilaria Sand when Oberyn gets killed, or Aaron Green in Midnight Mass when Riley catches fire? I'm going with Ilaria Sand. That's a scream for the fucking ages.
Both good screams.
Or she says you can suggest someone else completely.
Florence Pugh has a great scream in Midsummer. Laura Palmer has the best scream,
Yep.
though, of all time.
Took my answer.
It's not even close.
The end to the return.
Just like every time she screams.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
she do be screaming.
That last scene, though, I mean, that scream was...
like when she's in the
Chilling.
woods and she has that scream, but then she like comes back to normal. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, the ending of The Return is probably her best work. She's been waiting, held that scream in for
Yeah.
almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So out of those two, though,
What about the Courage scream?
that's another
That's
good
a
one.
classic scream right there,
I'll
too.
go Ilaria Sands. She just witnessed her man. I mean, what's worse? Witnessing someone you love just combust in the flame or get their head squeezed in by the mountain?
The mountain. I think the mountain thing was worse because he had her. He had him. He had him defeated.
And Riley that was a conscious decision.
Right, yeah, it's definitely...
But she didn't know what was going to
I
happen.
know, but like,
So that's... You know,
They're
like,
both pretty bad.
I feel like after you could be like, okay, I
But
get
you know
why
why
he
the
did
Ilaria
it.
Sand one's worse? Because it's just more real.
Mm-hmm.
In the moment of the show, obviously the show has supernatural elements, so it still fits the show. But there is always an element in Game of Thrones of this could happen in real life. You could witness this for yourself, and how horrifying that would be.
Like back in the day, I feel like that would be like the Roman times.
Right.
It almost feels like that happened like every day. And it just...
And it is, like I said, she's like fidgeting. She's so happy that he's going to win, and then he just gets his eyes poked out.
But again, like, she's got to think about the possibility of that can happen to him. I mean, with Riley, he just was just like, yo, watch this. Click.
Nah, she didn't doubt. She didn't doubt the Viper for a second. She's like, yo, my man's going to come here and whip this big goofy's ass up. And he didn't.
And his head is still all over the set.
I tell you what, like thinking back on it, the way they feel. What were we talking about? Where they had to use, it was something where we were talking about like using perspective to show height and everything, and someone did CGI when they shouldn't have. What were we talking about?
I don't know, but I need that.
Moon Knight?
Oh, with She-Hulk.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect example. Like, obviously, the guy who plays the Mountain is a big guy. I think he's like 6'7", but they made him look like straight up 8 feet in that clip, in that scene. So, props to them.
Well, Phoenix Marie is pretty tall. What? She-Hulk? Do you know who Phoenix Marie is?
This question here from Allison. I do. Do you think HBO should continue with Westworld? Is it worth the cost, effort? My vote is just to keep it for Dijawadi's score. That is definitely one of the reasons why it should stick around. Listen, if this show comes out and it's popular, I guess it was worth the cost, but I guess they have the numbers, so they know how successful season 3 was based on the ratings.
It is expensive, though.
I mean, it's for me, I wouldn't have gone past season 1, and I think at this point it's been proven to be a mistake. But like I said, it's a business decision for HBO, more so than a storytelling decision. I'm tapped out of the story, so I'm not too attached with any decision they make here.
I wouldn't be surprised if viewership drops again and they just wrap it up in a movie.
Or just wrap it up.
I think that's the route. I mean, you would like... I think it's still popular enough where you can't just leave it open-ended like that, depending on how the season ends, but...
Yeah, Hollywood never leaves popular shows open-ended.
Yeah.
Even if I watch season 4, my takeaway is like kind of the same as season 3. I think I would still be excited if they were like, all right, we're going to have a two-hour movie to wrap it up. I think that would get people back into it. And I think that would be a decent way to end it if they can't do a final season. But yeah, it all comes down to viewership.
Yeah, but nobody can remember what happened in season 3. The hype for this show is nowhere near it was coming into season 2.
Show like gives you a headache watching it.
It used to be a good headache, and now it's not anymore.
The headache was worth it. Like, season 1 was fan-fucking-tastic. You know, season 2 was like, all right, yeah. Here we...
Still strong.
Yeah, season 3 was just like, oh, I'm done. I'm done here. I didn't even finish season. I have no idea what happened in the ending, so.
Yeah, their season 3 ratings, too, weren't great.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have an episode crack over 1 million.
And that was peak pandemic.
Ooh. Yeah, they dropped it right as soon as the pandemic started. Yeah, I think that last season was a mess, but we'll see. Season 4 is going to be, that's a big season for them. The pressure's on Jonathan Nolan.
I think they overthought it. Like,
yeah, no, they 100%
did different fucking worlds. That's all you had to do. Would have been sick. Could have did like a whole fucking like space world. Could have did like an ocean world. You could have did, you know, I liked when they did like the whole like samurai world. That
I
was
disagree.
fucking awesome.
Samurai world was good, but like, because I feel like the Western aesthetic and Western vibe to it was what really like got me. Obviously, everything else that was going on with the characters and the themes they're presenting, but like having that overlay with that Western world, and that's why I think Samurai World worked well too, because they are very much like, if you look at Westerns, they're based off of a lot of those samurai movies. So like, I feel like those two worlds kind of fit together very well. But you know, when you they should do future world, space world, it's like, well, then you're kind of just doing what they're doing now with the outside world, which is the least interesting part about the show. Yeah,
but it's supposed to be rich people going into a world that they then do like the ancient Roman world, like gladiators, do something like that.
They had Roman world in the movie.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it would just keep it simple, stupid. You know,
well,
Kiss, as they would say, keep it simple, stupid. You could have just did that, but they just got too far into it. And then, like, what was it? The machine that had your thoughts even before you had your thoughts, and the thoughts were having thoughts. Like, it's come on.
Interesting ideas, but they didn't do a good job wrapping it up.
Yeah. Great acting, though. The acting in it is very good.
The cast is stacked.
Yeah, the acting is very good. I do have to say that.
This question here from Melissa. What is your favorite artist's best album, and which is your favorite album?
Was it Alyssa or Melissa?
Melissa.
Melissa. What's up, Melissa?
Melissa
what was
be a
the question
Yankees
now?
fan.
Sorry.
Favorite artist's best album, and what is your favorite album?
Oof. See, my problem is I'm not an album person. I kind of like individual songs. You know, I like to listen to albums, but like sometimes it's just like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. I kind of like to take a piece off this one, kind of make it like a playlist. I mean, favorite album. I'm not good with album names either. Like nowadays with Spotify, it's just you just add songs and there you go. You know, maybe just me being ignorant at that too. I don't know.
Who's your favorite artist?
Oh, I got a few. Mac DeMarco's up there. I mean,
Did we go to high school with him?
Yeah, Mac DeMarco. Yeah.
Yeah, he stole my iPod, I think, during gym.
Yeah. I would say he's up there. Vance Joy's up there. I love Drake. You know, I hate to be corny. Love Future. Those like.
Did you like the new Future album?
I did. Yes. I hated the name of it though. I never liked you. It seems like that was like an aim away message.
Yeah, he's
I never
a
liked
mean
you.
girl. Future's a mean girl.
Yeah, hit the sell up.
You know who else is a mean girl? Jay-Z. He's got those.
He's like really mean.
Yeah, he really is.
I was actually, because I'm listening to the Blueprint, like, speaking of albums, just running through it the past couple weeks, and like every time I was listening to Takeover, I'm like, he's mean.
Yeah, he's just very catty.
Yeah, but it's effective.
I mean, Watch the Throne.
Such
like
a
every
good
song
song.
on that is great.
Yeah, I'll just put Jay-Z favorite artist. But I've got a couple, and I think The Blueprint's actually his best album.
It goes like.
And favorite album would be Marvin Gaye. What's going on? Album I most listen to.
Really?
That's why I love that album, because it's a concept album and every song leads into the next. So I love just putting that album on and running through the 9 songs.
Yeah.
And I think that from rap music, a lot of times the albums feel like a collective of songs. They don't feel very cohesive.
Yeah.
That's why I liked Kendrick's so much, or all of his albums, because they always fit a theme.
Good Kid, Mad City. It's a very good album too.
He's got like 4 masterpieces, in my opinion.
You guys listen to Bobby Caldwell at all?
No.
Love Bobby Caldwell. What you how's it start?
Oh boy.
You love him, huh?
where
Big fan.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
I listen to Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. That's
You
he's
lost
fantastic.
your what at the Who concert?
I'd say Sam Sound's probably my favorite album. The Killers, but
I mean, at one point, all you did was listen to the Killers and MGMT.
not all I listened to, but they were heavy in the rotation.
That
MGMT does Electric Feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good song. That's a good album too. But like
his kids.
they busted their nut real fast.
Oh well.
Like with that, and I mean I think they've been solid since then. But like that's 3 of their biggest hits are all on that same album.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've gotten not commercially as close, but that's a hell of an album. Best album? Like even with Kanye, it's tough because I think like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is probably his best, but like in College Dropout, or like some of the earlier ones are probably some of the ones like I go back to the most.
I'm trying to think of like another like artist like that you would who's like somebody like you get into like a kind of a groove with.
I've been on a Fleetwood Mac kick.
But even Stevie Wonder, I would say, or Prince, you know, but Prince is another guy where, I mean, his albums, he does have a lot of great albums, but that's one where I just kind of go through the hits. So if I had to pick one, I would say 1999 would be my favorite Prince. But there's a lot of artists that it's so hard to pin down your favorite artist.
It's funny because I could just look at the bottom of my Bumble account and see all the artists that I listen to the most. So Drake, Benny the Butcher, Cat Stevens, Run the Jewels, The Bleachers, The Beatles.
What a run by Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
They just drop heat every single time.
And I mean, the Invincible soundtrack. It's just perfectly placed, and they kill every song. John Mayer, Future, Japanese Breakfast. You guys listen to Japanese Breakfast?
No, I like the name, though. Mm-hmm. I may actually listen.
She actually just did, well, it's a band, but the lead singer, she just did Saturday Night Live last Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Top listened song.
Good manager.
Of the year, too.
Wow.
Slide Tackle by Japanese Breakfast. Great song.
I'll give you that. You listen to a lot of variety when it comes to your music.
Yeah, I'm very diverse in the music, and
I'm not giving you anything else.
All right. Hey, that's all. If I could just get that out of you, I won. You know what? I feel great about myself.
All right, personal feelings aside for this next question, who was better cast in their role, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man or Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow? I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is playing the role he was born to play with Iron Man. I think you can also make the case with Johnny Depp. Mm-hmm. But Johnny Depp's an actor his style of acting has fit other characters just as good. So there's just something about Robert Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark that's become almost inseparable.
The thing is, like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but
Johnny Depp really did make that movie, though. He really did.
I don't think I think people can play Iron Man. I don't think many people could play Jack Sparrow the way Johnny Depp did.
But,
and I'm not like a huge Pirates guy, but like I just, in those roles, like that's...
Well, Kurt Russell, maybe. Not Kurt Russell. Who's the Rolling Stones?
Mick Jagger?
Not Mick Jagger. The other guy. Keith Richards. Young Keith Richards could have played Jack Sparrow.
Can he?
I mean, that's the whole vibe that he bit off. Maybe Bowie.
Yeah, it is kind of that, like...
Bowie kind of did it, without a doubt,
Rolling Stones,
actually.
by the way, I've been really getting into them, too. For a second, I thought they were better than the Beatles, but...
It's a fun debate to have.
But, like, my favorite Rolling Stones song is, like... sounds like a Beatles song, so I'm like, okay, maybe.
Which song?
She's a Rainbow.
Okay.
It's basically like, it's something I would put if I didn't know it was Rolling Stones, or like I didn't know what the Rolling Stones were and I heard that song, I'd be like, oh, it's a Beatles song. Who's singing that one? Is that George? But
it's always fun asking people the 4 Beatles that don't listen, and they're like, I know this. Every person you could ask, every single person that you don't think listens to the Beatles, they'll say, oh, I know the 4 Beatles. And they'll always forget George Harrison. Every time.
Oh, yeah, he's the one they forget.
That's the one they always forget, George Harrison.
I was wondering which
Ringo's
one.
Still alive. Yeah. He has that going for him.
Right.
And he's got a memorable name.
Ringo.
Sorry to get off topic there, but that's always the case. But what I wanted to say was Johnny Depp's roles before that were always like goofy and like... You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, okay, it does fit him great, but he's always had that, like,
not
kind
necessarily. I mean, obviously, before then, yeah, he's had some of those roles, but I feel like post Jack Sparrows were like a majority of his like wacky roles came into play. He's done very straightforward roles before that. Like, I mean, not straightforward in the sense of like he's just playing a normal guy, but
yes, Edward Scissorhands is very straightforward.
I know, I said not all of them.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple.
And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
But like when you think of Johnny Depp, like with Donnie Brasco, and you have Blow and films like that when he's coming up with Eating Gilbert Grape, like he wasn't always this wacky character, but he kind of like found his little, that was
his hitch.
Yeah,
his shtick.
But I think like
2003 Johnny Depp is what a star, To put it in perspective, the guy had the world in the palm of his hands.
I do want to pat myself on the back. I always hated Johnny Depp, and I always saw through his little fucking bullshit, and you just see how terrible of a person he is.
Monday morning quarterbacking.
But I said this back in the day. I said this like years ago, and I always used to get shit for it. How do you hate Johnny Depp? He's such a great actor. Yeah, he's all right, but you could see that he's a piece of shit. You could see he was a terrible person.
Yeah,
always.
that whole thing has become...
It's a joke at this point.
Yeah, it's really bad, the way it's been covered.
It's a joke.
It's weird, like, because obviously he wasn't, like, it's both of them. I don't know how you can come away with that not thinking that.
Oh,
like,
his fans
crazy.
are also straight up demented at this point.
No, and
It's weird.
I think there's a large group of people using this as like, see, every other thing women say about men isn't true because look how fake this is. So let's run with this narrative and post it all. So we'll discredit any future types of situations like these.
And people are making a lot of money off of it because they're gaining followers on TikTok. People are becoming, they're going viral. They're establishing fan bases because this is what they do.
Those people need to die off with them too. Like this trial needs to die off. The TikTok people covering this need to die off. I mean,
right. We'll see. I mean, I guess it's going to go as long as the trial goes.
To even stick up for any of them in that situation.
Both to be true. Like Amber Heard can be fucking batshit crazy, and Johnny Depp could also be part of that as well, creating this toxic environment, which it was.
It's almost like.
But he makes jokes on the stand, so.
Oh yeah, so it's at
this point, like I said, I'm not in support of Amber Heard, but he's acting like such a prick during this trial. And
I mean, the lawyer laughing at Amber Heard and stuff like.
Right, like I said, all those things could be true about what she did to him, and she could be a liar, and she did slander him a bit. But once again, it's become such a toxic thing. Let's just go to the next question.
It's almost like you don't have to pick a side.
Yeah,
do people realize that?
It's a binary world, folks. This question here from White Mamba: what's your favorite over-the-top stylized movie? Like Into the Spider-Verse or Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of those movies where, that more is more. And that movie very much believes in that philosophy. There's nothing minimalist about it. So that's definitely in that category for me.
When you think of like over-stylized, though, I think that could be, it's a fun little line to walk. You don't want to be too reliant or make it the main focus or it takes away. So when you can do it right, it actually works out really well. And that's why I feel like someone like Wes Anderson gets a lot of either love or hate because if his style doesn't work for you, you think it's just obnoxious. But if it does, then you can look at every fucking scene and find something new to appreciate. Let me think for a second.
Explain to me like I'm in first grade what the fuck this means. Over the top.
Yeah, I think a Wes Anderson movie is a good example. Movies with big casts, with a big sets, ensembles, practical effects or special effects. Like the list here is number 1 would be 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Holy Mountain, The Neverending Story, The Dark Crystal, fantasy movie, adventure movie, Liquid Sky. That's a movie from the 80s that my cousin's always telling me to watch. Same thing. It's bananas. It's balls to the walls.
Like Tarantino, you can say is a lot of his
Shape
movies.
of Water?
No.
No, I mean...
I think it really is up into interpretation. Like on what style, what you could say. I've always thought of it as like a director has a certain style, and that's just draped all over the movie. Where that sets it apart from your average.
You ever see like The Fifth Element? That's a movie where Chris Tucker's got the crazy makeup on.
Right.
Have you heard of The Fifth Element?
I have.
Okay.
I haven't seen the movie, but I remember I've seen like on Twitter of like people putting like Bowie and I actually have.
I feel like that's a movie that fits
movie.
into that category. But a lot of them, like I said on this IMDb list, they're old movies. A lot of them that I haven't seen. But even North by Northwest, I think that kind of fits the category. Hitchcock.
Tell you what, I'll know my favorite once I know what the fuck it means.
There's a lot of movies here by Fellaini, and his whole style was life is a dream. So his movies would start in the normal world and then progressively get more dreamy as they went on. And characters would come in and out, and things would happen that didn't necessarily make sense. Very stylized.
Mulholland Drive?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Eraserhead was on this list. Have you seen Eraserhead?
Yes. Yes, I have. That's Lynch, right?
Yeah. Even The Return, I think you can make. The Return is stylized at points.
So what about have you guys ever seen Spring Breakers?
Sure.
I think that,
yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a whole fucking 10-minute scene of him just saying spring break forever.
I think his movies would fit that definition.
Great movie.
Because he's a sick fuck.
Great movie. I love that kind of stupid shit.
Spring Breakers?
Yeah.
You should watch his other movie, Trash Humpers.
Trash Humpers?
It's about a gang of people who dress up like old people and hump trash.
I'm fucking sold. That's amazing. Are you kidding me?
I think that might be stylized.
Okay. All right, so I think I'm starting to get the premise.
Have you ever seen Kids?
No.
Okay. That's another movie of his that he wrote.
What
Very controversial because it featured kids doing drugs and having sex. It was like a coming of age about teenagers. Rosario Dawson's in it.
Huh. All right. I
don't know.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's just another movie.
I got Titan, Raw,
That's
kids,
weird. Yeah, I could see
garbage humpers.
why people wouldn't like that, because kids don't do drugs and don't have sex at all.
No.
Teenagers, phew.
They listen to Dare.
They're very good. They listen to their parents.
Did you finish your broccoli?
I didn't have me as a teenager, not one drug, not one sex. Went to
Not
church
one sex?
not one sex. Church every Sunday. And
Anytime I heard a curse word, I said a prayer.
cuss. I mean, you can't even say curse.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
This question here from Jose. I guess looking forward to the NFL season. Top 3 teams in the AFC and the NFC.
Ooh.
AFC, Bills, Chiefs,
Yeah, Bills, Chiefs.
and Broncos.
Ooh.
NFC,
I like the Raiders, man.
a lot of people are picking the Raiders.
Raiders now.
People are
with
riding with the
Devontae
Raiders.
Adams, yeah.
I'd still take the Chargers. in that
Kaepernick
division.
backup.
But they can never finish the whole fucking.
Well, the Rams should be okay to make some noise, right? Next season.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
NFC.
they're gonna be quite fine.
So Rams. Who else would be? Well, the NFC is kind of
Bucks.
open, right? Yeah,
Packers.
Packers. Yeah. Packers ain't winning shit. Right?
No.
I'm off
Saints
the
are gonna
Rodgers
be there.
bandwagon.
Are they?
Yeah, Saints will be there.
Is Breeze gonna come back?
No.
No.
No, he's not coming back.
No.
He was teasing it.
Cowboys, no.
That whole division, you could just forget.
Yeah.
That division is horseshit. NFC East is terrible.
Vikings, Bears, no.
I really want the Giants to just trade
Lions?
for Baker Mayfield.
I don't know who is going to get him.
I don't think he's great, but I do think he's a steal for a team out there. I can't believe no one's going for him.
I can't believe Seattle hasn't gone for him. I mean,
There's so many dog shit quarterbacks going to be starting next year. Dog shit. They're going to be horrible. Daniel Jones is a bust. We're just hanging on to him because it's just the guy. He's just been
John
crowned
Mara.
the guy because he had a good throw week 1 his rookie
He really
year.
threw like one good throw and his Danny Dimes.
New York is crazy with sports, man. They're supposed to be the most intelligent
I
sport
blame
fans.
Max Kellerman for that nickname.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Well, it's like with Zach Wilson too. Everyone, you would think he's like, he did something last season where you would think he's primed to be a fucking a Pro Bowl, Super Bowl contender quarterback.
He had his moments.
As soon as Nash shifted, the way
He had
he
his
was,
moments.
his face shifted from full agreement to I'm going to disagree with this.
Yeah.
It was hilarious to see it in real time.
Well, because
You see,
he hates Zach Wilson.
No,
for some
I don't
reason.
hate him, but Jets Twitter
been
was
burnt.
so fucking annoying. They're like, oh, what would a Jets record look like if Zach Wilson had this stat line? And it's like 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. Kid can't threw, 11 touchdowns last season?
Well, hurt. I mean, he tried to make the big plays all the time. It's rookie mistakes. I mean, if you give up on somebody, and I'm not saying he's
But
going
the
to become this,
expectation, like,
but
they
Eli
do
Manning,
this every
Peyton
time.
Manning.
They did it with Sam Darnold. I did it with Sam Darnold. It's so, like,
But Sam Darnold did not have the talent that Zach Wilson has.
he had a better rookie year, and I think he showed a lot more in his rookie season.
kind of with better weapons.
I mean,
But they're still better. I know they're not much better, but they were better. I mean, Zach had nothing around him.
I wouldn't say nothing, but, like, obviously they got better with the weapons, and, like, but he just needs to perform better. He has to hit, like, yeah.
Well, that's what he did the second half. He didn't try to make the home run every play.
And what do
he
you
made
have,
the boring play like Mike White
two
did when he came in.
touchdowns. Oh no, Mike White had the best. He looked the best, 10 times better than Zach
All
Wilson.
right, let me
ever did it
interject
the whole
for
year.
the patrons' sake.
Well,
You guys will continue that in the sauna after you work
fuck
out.
you.
Did you just fart?
No,
Oh,
Sounded
that's
like
Jay.
it.
Yeah, it did. Sounded like he ripped. This question here from Mr. Balloon Hands.
got me angry, so I had to get the gas out.
What's an example of a show that started terribly but ended amazingly? Reverse of Game of Thrones, Dexter. I have 2 shows. I don't think it was a terrible start for either, but if we're going to go in that direction, Parks and Rec,
Yeah, I was gonna say
season 1, they didn't know what they were doing. And it is hard to watch at times. That's why I do tell people, start with season 2, dude. You're not missing anything. They basically rebooted it in season 2. And I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is an anime that started with a season 1 that was good, nothing special, But that's a show that's oddly gotten better each season to a point where season 6 is one of the best shows on TV. But it's truly gotten a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. Now it's great.
Well, it's like
so it's been
Breaking
a
Bad.
fascinating run there.
Breaking Bad was never bad by any means, but it just got better with every season it went through.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a show that got better.
But like, if you want to talk about like bad season ones, Parks and Rec, because you have to really go with comedies, because I feel like, especially with dramas, either you get canceled or you lose interest, and you don't even make it to the point where it can actually get good. You could say like
Seinfeld starts that way.
Always Sunny too. Like season 1's still pretty good, but it doesn't find its fucking stride until like season 2, season 3.
Kind of when Danny DeVito comes in.
Yeah.
It's kind of when they really find that, like...
And you can see, like, everything's still there, season 1. Like, there's potential there, but it's not nearly the same show in terms of quality as it is in the later seasons.
Yeah, because they were going to get canceled after the first season because the ratings were terrible. Because, they were featured at, like, Thursday night at 10 o'clock, and... They actually said, you need to get some kind of star power or you guys are getting canceled. And they fought against that. They didn't want Danny DeVito on. But they're like, oh, well, we don't want to get canceled, so I guess we'll do this. And sure enough, it becomes one of the biggest comedies of all time.
Yeah, it definitely happens more for comedies. Because like Aaron said, if you're a drama and your season 1 comes out, I think The Witcher, more people like The Witcher season 2 than season 1. But yeah, it's so hard to start terribly. It's more so a season, maybe a show is a bit rocky and they bring it back and it finds its footing.
Comedy always gets a second chance, I feel like. Because I think you can be convinced by, like, I know these people are funny. The producers, writers, or creator, like, there's something there.
Well, it's also a lot of people are more forgiving to comedies. Where critics can say, oh, this isn't that funny, but viewers are like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're coming back for season 2.
That, and with comedies, you need to, like, kind of establish your character. Like, I feel like, you have to wait it out to see how their character... Like, Kramer gets better and better and better. Seinfeld, early, he's not that funny in early Seinfeld.
Well, what's it called?
Character arc?
No, it's like when you... it can be a downfall, too. Like... oh, people like this out of this character, so that's all you're going to get.
Oh, the Costanza effect?
Yeah.
Kinda
Like a caricature.
Yeah. Like Drax is a good example. It's a movie, but...
yeah.
So you don't want that to happen, but yeah, I think like once you find that sweet spot of like, okay, this is who this character is, and he can really take off. Because even watching like season 1 of Always Sunny and Parks and Rec, the characters they become in later seasons are totally different. Leslie Knope was a dope in season 1, and she's turns out to be like the most capable character in the show, where they made that transition where like, oh, she doesn't have to be Michael Scott, she could be her own character, and that's when the show gets immensely better.
Yeah, even the Office too starts off a little but not to the point where, because The Office and the last 2 seasons of The Office is fucking putrid.
Well, it's like a comedy too, as an art. Like a lot of comedians, stand-up comedians, they'll test their material out. Oh, this doesn't work, this works, so we'll revamp it. I think the same thing with shows. You do a season, oh, this really hit, this didn't really work too well, so let's move it around and better. You can't really do that with a drama.
That and how long the joke lasts. How long can you take a Dwight Schrute? How long can you really take a...
Well, Office fans all fucking day, it seems like.
Yeah, well, but again, how many storylines could Dwight Schrute get into about beats and...
Yes, Office fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I just... The last 2 seasons of The Office are just awful.
Good thing I never watched. This question here from Charles.
What's up, Charles?
What do y'all think about a Succession spinoff, a prequel, about a youthful Logan Roy's come-up, and what made him develop into the man that he is?
Don't hate that. I thought they were going to say something like...
I actually really like it.
Yeah.
I actually think that's fascinating because I think there's a lot of drama there. You can mirror it based on Rupert Murdoch's rise, the decision to come over to America, the decision to start conservative media, because you could do a Reagan stand-in. They worked together, the Conservative Party and conservative media, to really jumpstart that whole endeavor. So I think there's a lot of drama potentially.
Maybe a little bit more grounded. Actually, I know Adam McKay isn't really too involved with
You
Succession.
don't even have to make it grounded.
I
It's
know.
like that bit in Vice when Ailes is, when he's...
That's what I was thinking. That's like a nice little
you
Adam
could have
McKay.
an Ailes stand-in for Logan Roy. It could be the young Sid character, how he met Sid, their relationship.
And you could do with the wife, too. I'm drawing a blank, but, the divorce.
Right, the first wife.
The
right.
first
yeah,
wife.
Yeah.
You could show how, that...
Connor could be a teenager in it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think so.
Or he'll be around. He'll be a kid.
30.
Yeah, basically.
It's crazy how that actor's like 12 years younger than Brian Cox. But I think that's such a transformative period in U.S. culture and politics. I think the invention of conservative media is such a powerhouse. So I think that the potential there is.
Who would
I mean,
play
you need to get a
young
big
Logan?
time. I think James McAvoy would be great.
I was thinking Michael Fassbender.
Well, I think McAvoy's
Not bad.
Scottish, so I feel like he could keep hints of the Scottish accent like Logan does, but obviously American as well. And I think McAvoy is so good at being a dick. You know, we see him as Professor X, but, you know, even in Atomic Blonde, he had that sort of swagger to him where he's a bit of a scumbag.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I actually, the more I think about it, the more I actually love that.
But like years removed from the original series.
Oh, yeah, no, you started in like the late 70s. Like you follow that trajectory.
No, like just in our timeline.
Oh, you mean like in the far... I don't...
Season ends in 2 years, right? Give
I
it a
wouldn't
couple.
mind that going right back into it. Logan Roy prequel.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea, though.
Yeah, it is.
Even like a movie.
Yeah, we got to pitch that to HBO. We're going to steal this kid's idea.
I'm sure they already have
I
it
would cut this
fucking
whole
mapped
question
out.
and let's take this as our
It's
own.
like Cousin Greg spinoff or Logan prequel.
Yeah, if it was Netflix, they would do the Cousin Greg spinoff.
That's what I thought. Like it was going like, oh, like a spinoff with Greg. I'm like, I feel like that would just be dumb.
Greg and Tom, that would be amazing.
It's good. Like it fits the show as a bit.
Yeah.
I couldn't take an hour of that.
No. But, that would be the whole hour. And Grandpa.
All right, we'll take one more question, then we'll wrap this up.
Let's make it a juicy one. Here we go. This has been fun so far. I like this. No pressure. I don't have to look up topics that I have no idea about. This is fun. I like this. I like this a lot.
Keep going. I'm looking for a question.
If you really, if you need anybody else or you need me any other time, please. I have no problem coming back here to do this. This is just so much fun.
Last one here. Game of Thrones question. There's no way this is butter.
Fuck them out.
Who's the better schemer between Wendy Bird and Cersei Lannister?
Oh, I can get into this.
Like, wait a minute.
I mean,
I'm back in.
Cersei,
Wendy,
because it's just better written.
yeah, but like, and as far as who ended up in a better place,
Wendy.
yeah, like
Wendy
she.
Euro stepped in
Wendy's
there.
alive.
I mean, it was definitely not the easiest thing, but she was basically batting 1,000 when it came to all her plans. Like, everything came through. Cersei's flawed. She makes a lot of bad decisions, but she also makes some that are fucking game-changing. But she always started in a place where she was in power. Definitely, it fluctuated. I mean, Wendy kind of just started from, like, a regular old middle class and basically rose her way to being a kingmaker.
That is a good point, yeah. Cersei had all the advantages, and she fucked up a lot of times.
But, like, Cersei also...
But if Wendy was in Cersei's shoes,
She's a
she
better
also would have
character.
ended up being buried by a mountain of bricks.
Blue Angels.
Not much you could do about a woman on the back of a dragon. Wendy Bird's not wiggling her way out of that. Well, that's my escort.
Well,
No, I think she could. Because then she'll have Marty. Next time, Marty will find a solution.
Yeah, no, they're untouchable. Yeah, they would have found a...
imagine Marty with a dragon.
Well, Wendy, she has a dragon.
Well,
Looks like we gotta figure this out.
well, if you could just use your fire,
All right.
it's not that hard.
All right, let me launder some gold dragons. We'll hire the Golden Company, and we'll figure this out.
Hey, buddy, listen, gonna need some fire. All right?
Okay, that's the Fan Question Podcast for this week. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for pledging. Thanks for your support. All that good stuff. And for Aaron and Nash, thank you for joining me. This was fun.
Thank you for having
I do
me.
like these podcasts. Like you said, pressure's off.
Yeah,
more laid
but
back.
just lay back a little bit. I'm sorry if we start losing money that I'm here, but, I'm glad to be here. And like I said, if you ever need me again, I'm fucking down for
Keep
this.
your eyes on Venmo. I may send you
A request.
a request. Yeah, a little payment request.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.